Hello friends, it's Sheree from Turquoise Dreaming. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining me. I'm here to share a finished flip through of this journal with you. I did one or two, I think I did maybe two shares with you where I worked on the covers. I shared the cover and I shared the pages, and we might have worked on some of the pages together. Oh yeah, I showed you my organization to begin with, and then I showed you the covers because they came out so cool. So anyway, it's it's a vintage book, coil bound, and so what I did was I have 70 of these that I'm going to do. I just have only finished one. So by the time you see this video, this should be in my shop, my Etsy shop. So I'll have a link down below. But yeah, these are so cool. I just really love an eclectic style journal, and that's what these are. And so I ended up, I didn't know if I could, but I said in my last video where I shared about these journals, I was able to sew around. I couldn't believe, again, for the second time that I tried it, that my sewing machine sewed, and it's a zigzag stitch this time, all the way around. It's white thread, so I don't know if you can see it really well in the camera. Hopefully you can. I'll show you that right here, the edge. But yeah, zigzag stitched all the way around. And I did experiment with this one a little bit. This is the first one I have finished. This one was, I wanted to see how, like if I needed to reinforce a spine on one of these coil bound journals, how I would do it. So what I did was take, this has a gray spine. This is the natural color of it right here. This gray with this like pinkish, rosy pinkish color. Okay, so I took a piece of, I happened to have some gray cardstock, and I took a piece and folded it over so you can see it's on the inside too, right here, and just sewed it on, with my sewing machine. So it looks like it's the spine, but it's actually been reinforced with very strong cardstock, and it gave it a really nice finished look. So I just wanted to try it in case I ever needed to try that again, and it worked out really, I think, beautifully, and made a nice smooth edge here, and with the smooth out the edge. These edges aren't bad, but I just, like I said, wanted to try it. So you can see it's coil bound. I've got 12. I didn't go like the past one or two that I did. I think I went all the way from top to bottom with the coils. This time I wanted to try this. This is fine too. It doesn't really, affect it in any way like this. If you made it smaller, it might affect how the cover kind of jiggles or something. But this when you do 12 like this, it's almost like you have it from top to bottom pretty much, I would say. So anyway, let's just get started with a flip through. Like I said before, when I was showing these, I was going to keep the end papers because look how cool, right? It matches. And this has some writing in it right here, but I think that's really cool when there's just a little bit of writing from the previous owner. It doesn't bother me one bit, like not at all. I think it's like, oh cool, there's a date here, 1961, and a little name there. I think that's so cool. And then of course the back, I did the same thing. Isn't that awesome? I just really love working with these books. And so, like I said, totally, like, extremely eclectic, right? So let's just flip. You can just, I don't know if I want to even tell you where every single page is from. I kind of was, I had the intention of putting, let me show you how bulky it is. I had the intention, I was thinking 100 papers, which, you double to count fronts and backs or whatever, writing spaces. But as I was going along, I was trying out the coils, like, is this going to fit? Is this going to fit? And I had to stop at 75. So if you double that, that's how many actual pages you have. It's 75 papers, double that for, front and back. So, and then, so it was, that is as many papers as I could fit in here. And then I added a little bit of ephemera, so that's why it's a little bit fluffy right now. I added ephemera after it was full. So anyway, let's go. I'm not going to tell you, I don't think I'm going to tell you unless it's, I don't know. We'll play it by ear. I'm saying I'm not going to tell you what every page is, but I might end up doing that. So like, I'll just tell you the variety of papers I have, and then you can see it's kind of self-explanatory, right? So I've got like cardstock in here. That's what this is. And then map papers that I cut up from an atlas and from a map, a folded map. So like this one's from an atlas. Very cool and very pretty. And it's vintage. All my atlases are vintage. So this was scrapbook paper. So I do have some scrapbook paper in here. All the papers that are white were white on the back. I either coffee dyed or spritzed with some of my colors. I used pink, blue, green for color, and then the coffee color. So, and I have used writ dye. I don't think any of that's in here though. So this is some very vintage ledger that I had right here. This I did put, when you see a page like this, you can know that it's from these books, okay? So I did include some pages from these books. And then this is scrapbook paper, but this is ledger, but it's not this is graph, and it has lines on the back. Sometimes when I see old journals that have never been used, you know how you see them sometimes in thrift stores. If you thrift, you know what I'm talking about. I take them apart and use their pages in my journal. So that's what this is from. So let me just do a little flip in here. There are book pages from other books in here. And so stationery pages from like computer stationery. So if they're self-explanatory, I'm not going to really tell you what it is unless, I wish you could ask me, but here's just a little page from a little book. So there are some little bit of variety of sizes in here. I tried to make most of the pages and use my papers that were pretty much, I knew would be make full-size pages, but I did include some smaller pages. I think that's fun to include some variety of different sizes. So like this right here is kind of special. This is from one of my digital kit that I have in my shop, which is doilies and linens and things like that. And so I hadn't used it very much, my own kit, right? So I printed it out and used a few of the pages in some of these books. I don't think everyone even has one, but isn't that pretty? And it goes really well with this page over here. They just look like they belong together, right? So let's keep flipping. Can't wait to work on some more of these. This is a copy. I copied my 1947 yearbook, and this is a copy of the autograph page. One of the autograph pages. There were several autograph pages. Just beautiful handwriting and really nice sentiments that people wrote in 1947 in this journal. So I copied them and coffee dyed them also, and I think they really turned out, they really look like the original, like you would almost swear this was from the original page from the book, but it's a copy. So I think I've got a couple of envelopes in each journal, or that's my intention, and then some pockets. So I'll show you. It's an eclectic journal, so I used eclectic ephemera in here. No rhyme or reason, just journal cards, tags. Like this one has a little flip up here. Pocket, is it a pocket? No, it's just a flip up. And there's a writing space in there, and just a, decorated pocket. This was a time card that I coffee dyed. And just a piece of, this is like from an envelope that I made a journaling card out of. It's a very thick envelope, brown envelope with the lines. So that's in there. It was a chance for me to use some of my bigger ephemera too, since I've been using my little ones in the Cracker Jack journals, right? I've had to look through all my little tiny ephemera for those. And now in here I can use some bigger. So let's see what is next here. Lots of fun pages in these. And it's really cool as a reminder that you can see how they lay flat. Awesome for journaling, right? Or doing whatever, drawing, painting, whatever you want to do in here. So fun. Got to make myself one. That's some of that beautiful atlas. Okay, so I'm not saying one of these is going to be in every journal because I'm short one. All the spines I got off, came off when I cut the journals apart. The books apart. Came off really well, except for one just kind of disintegrated, okay? So this is what I did with them. I said when I was showing you in the first two videos about the covers and everything, I showed you the spines. I said I'm going to do something with these. I love to use the spine. So I backed them with some manila file folder and just sewed a piece of rickrack on either side. And I think they're super cute little like bookmarks or whatever. You know, aren't they adorable? And so that's what I did with the spines. And so one's going to be included with each book except for one. And I will put a bookmark with it, but it just won't be the spine because that one did not make it. But oh, here's another like journaling card made out of a recipe card. There's some like this is like fabric ribbon type of thing, fabric trim ribbon. It was trim and it's fabric. That explains that I got it in my favorite little downtown mom and pop vintage store that I go to here. And here's like a layering of flowers. There's 3 layers there. And then on the, you know, I zigzag stitched the trim and also some scrapbook paper on the back. So you can right back here, you can still see all the recipe and everything. So that came out super cute. And this pocket was really cool. I had a few of these where they were from an old journal that I took apart, you know, like I said. And I was able to include them in here as pockets. They were already made. I just had to trim it a little bit. And I like it open on the side for this one, because it's closed over here and it just makes things a little easier to get in and out, you know what I mean? So that worked out very well, and the colors went so well with these journals. So let's just keep moving here. And so here is another pocket here. This one is made from wallpaper. It's a page, and on the back here is a pocket. And I have a pretty journaling card in here made from a time card. And these pieces on here are also wallpaper. I think all of these pieces are wallpaper on here, even the little butterfly right here. So super cute, and it's a nice big pocket right here. So just as you can see, lots of different stuff in here. Papers and book pages and just cardstocky type stuff. This is wrapping paper. This is vintage wrapping paper. All my wrapping papers that I use, I haven't used them that much, but I've used some in all of these journals, and it's all vintage wrapping paper, like probably from the 70s, maybe 80s. I would guess mostly from the 70s though. They were all wrapped in cellophane, you know, whatever, when I got them, so I could tell they were all from the 70s. So you can see, I don't know if I'll do a flip through for every one, like as I get them done. I might just list them in my Etsy shop. So I would say I'll try to mention it maybe, or this is wallpaper here, or you know, just favorite my shop so that when Turquoise Dreaming on Etsy, so that when I list them, you'll be notified. You'll get a little what my Etsy does, and I'm sure yours does too. Aren't these cute pages here? These are from a little Hallmark friendship type little book. This is from the Atlas, so pretty. But then you know how it works when you go into your Etsy, then you have little numbers up on that little bell, and you can see, oh, somebody's listed something new. So, or just check my shop, you know. Okay, here's an envelope, and a couple little journaling cards in here. This one's a playing card, and this is just one that I made out of bits and pieces. And those, I just chose 2 that would fit in there. This map right here is from the cut-up map. So, I mean the folded map, I believe that's it. Maybe this is from an Atlas too. I'm not sure now. Does it have a fold in it? No, it might be from an Atlas. Here's some more of the autograph paper from the yearbook. This is some more wrapping paper right here. Isn't it pretty? Doesn't it look like 70s? So cool, right? Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to finish one of these. I had been working on these, and then I got sidetracked on here's some more Atlas, on the Cracker Jack journals, which I'm still working on for people. If you've asked me for one, I am going to work on it. I just wanted to work on these a little bit, and then I'll get back to the Cracker Jack journals too. It's kind of both ongoing projects. So you saw the last page here. So that is it. I hope you liked it, and I loved working on it. And these just go like that, you know. It ends right here. So if it starts, kind of winding around, you just wind it back, you know. This is where it meets right here, and you just kind of push it back like that, just in case you've never had one of these before. And that's how it was attached, and it worked out very well. You should see me starting to do this. It's so nerve-wracking when you start punching holes in your cover. You're like, do it right or else you're in trouble, right? So you don't want to ruin your covers or anything else. So but once you get going on it, it's much, you know, at first when if you want to try one of these, mine, here it is right here. I think I showed it before. It's the Zetter bind it all type of little machine. But if you want to try one, once you get going, it's okay. It's just that first punch, you're like, it's a little nerve-wracking. I mean, I was like almost sweating. I was like, I need to change my clothes and put on some shorts because it's hot in here. It's stressful. But I love, love, love how it turned out. So anyway, I'll let y'all go. Thanks for watching tonight, and everybody take care, and happy crafting. See you next time.